right, good afternoon for everyone who's tuned in to watch ProsTalk for today. Today we have a very light and hopefully very fun episode with Ally Canita. I'll introduce her later, but before we get into that, just for those who are new to ProsTalk and Buildy, just a brief introduction. Buildy po is the platform for anyone that builds. So if you are a contractor, if you're building a house, you're an architect, you're an interior designer, this is the place to be so that you can connect with like-minded professionals, and it helps secure the conversation and be guided by professionals. And ProsTalk is the Buildy advocacy. We promote here the need for the construction industry to professionalize by voicing and giving voice to the professionals to educate the general Filipino public on why it is necessary to engage with professionals in the construction, in any construction project. Because there's a lot of risk and also there's a lot of gains when you consult the professional. So today, hi Ally Canita.
Hi Natalie, hello.
We're very excited to have you here because I think with the work from home situation, a lot of people are tuning into different things, and we're very glad to have you. But before we tell the audience, what the topic today, can you just give us a brief background of the green plants behind you?
I love it. I love plants. And during the pandemic, I became a plantita. Although I bought plants before when I was still, still kind of building my place. But plants they really make me feel good. And I love it that I am surrounded by it. So when I look at myself, I don't really feel so stressed.
That's a great idea. I may replicate that in my own workspace. So Ally, today's topic is decluttering, right?
Yep.
For moving to your new home. And again, a lot of people would say decluttering, anyone. So maybe Ally will start with that. What is decluttering?
Well, decluttering is really just taking away things that you do not need, things that are broken, things that are basically not working anymore and doesn't play a role in your life. So like if you have like multiple oven toasters and they don't work, so those kinds of things need to be decluttered already and sent to the recycling area where they can be repurposed or dismantled into some other form that can still be used afterwards. So yeah, that's pretty much decluttering. It's just making space, freeing up your space for things you do not need.
Right. So how did you get into this field, Ally? I think some people will be interested because right now with us all stuck at home, there's many people who all of a sudden have interest in plants or anything that has to do with the home. So from your perspective, how did you get started with that? Have you always been an organizer?
Well, I'm an organized person in some aspects of my life, but I grew up in a very cluttered house. So that makes it a little different. That's really interesting because that's also where I learned how to make things better. Because like when I was young, I remember selling stuff of my parents. We had tons of plates at home. And then like, okay, I'm going to sell this in the flea market. And I was selling per piece, 50 pesos, 100 pesos or whatever. And so I realized that, I can make money with things that are lying around that are being ignored and not even used. So that was the first thing that, going back to how things were, I think that was the first thing that led me to decluttering. I think I was like 13 years old back then. But still, I stayed in that same home for like 26 years until I left the country and lived in a place of my own. And then that's where I realized now, wow, it feels so good to be living in like almost a blank space. So I just had like bare essentials and I left the country with like, I guess 2 trolleys. That's about it. And then I started to build my life back then. With the things that like, I think I need a bookcase here to put all my books. And it was like me deciding what I want to surround myself with. And then also in that same year when I left the country, I discovered KonMari. I guess a year or two after I moved, I discovered KonMari. So Marie Kondo is like the person who sparks joy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
there, I guess, and then it kind of rippled effect or like snowballed from there.
Right. No, Ali, I think this is a good discussion point for those who are watching. We just wanted to take this opportunity, Ali, to endorse or share with them how they can see or contact you. So Ali here is available on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and you can also see her on Bilky. It's Ally Canita for those who are watching. So you can just type that in and you'll find her. So if you are looking for some inspiration, something to start you with, to declutter, because I understand what Ali's saying. When you declutter the space, it kind of declutters your mind. So let's get into the decluttering more. What are the benefits of decluttering, Ali?
So the first thing, which I also mentioned earlier, is peace of mind and clarity. Like suddenly, there's just less noise, visual noise, and even like noise in your head. When you start to put away things that you do not need anymore, it's like it's making the things that are essential, that important to you, shine brighter because, oh, I don't need this. Oh, this one I need. And it comes back to your senses like, okay, this is very important to me. And so you get that sense of clarity, sense of peace. It's also like, being able to get a sense of control by knowing what are the things that are surrounding you. And also at the same time, knowing where they are placed. Because decluttering is one thing, but organizing things is another topic. But being able to declutter means like you are keeping the things that are very important to you. So, you have that sense of safety and security and stability in a way. So that's a good benefit of decluttering. And also at the same time, your space is technically your container. So like if your container is dirty and messy, it kind of affects you, right? So just like how when you put something clean inside a place that is dirty, it becomes dirty, right? Mm-hmm. So pretty much similar. Once you're able to clean things out, prettify things, spruce your space, or level up, upgrade, then you kind of feel that sense of upgrading also within you, or like in your whole being, because like that's why it's also important that when you move to a new home, you also need to let go of things that will not play a role in your new chapter, in that very important milestone. Like I guess for a lot of us, like for me, if I'm moving to a new home again, it means like it's a milestone. So what do I want to surround myself with? And what are the things that I need in order to make that experience really beautiful, meaningful? And with everything else that we do, like in a new chapter, what we want to happen is to feel that sense of satisfaction and success, right? So what are the things that will help me get there? So that's why decluttering really takes a lot of load out from you as you move, literally. So you don't need to add more you need what do you call that, like movers,
extra boxes,
extra time to unpack or even just pack. So when you are able to minimize, and as you bring it over to the new home, it feels so much better because it's like you just traveled light and you can totally start anew.
Right. No, Ali, I completely hear, and it resonates with me. I'm a mom of 3, and decluttering is something that you often want to do, but it just piles up, right? So I think I speak for a lot of the female, and I don't know, I don't want to be controversial, but it seems like decluttering is something that is more challenging for women because we hold on to things. For men, I mean, at least from my perspective, my husband has no issues throwing things. And I typically am no, wait. And so I just wanted to check with you and maybe the audience. How do you get started? Because sometimes it gets so overwhelming, right? Like, where do I start? And every time you pick up something to throw or not to throw, how do you start with this?
It really pays to have a filter. Like when you have something like a process or a system, it pays to have a filter. Like when you're in an organization and you need to do something and you don't know how to do it, it pays well to have like a decision tree, right? So, but a decision tree for decluttering that really worked for me was I started with why. Why do I want to do it? Like, why do I want to do it? Why do I want to feel free at home? Do I want to feel harmonious because people are fighting each other because the place is so messy? Or just find out why is it that you want to start decluttering? And what is the life that you want to create as you declutter? Because basically, there's a reason why you want to put things away. So like for me, just to illustrate the whole find your why, like me, I wanted because I live in a 3-bedroom condo with 2 kids, an elderly and 2 household help. So it's kind of jam packed. If you can imagine, 7 people inside a 3-bedroom home. So what really what helped me minimize and maximize the space is find out what experience we want to do here. So for me, it was really all about harmony and abundance. Abundance in a sense that we are able to do work at home, and that we are able to do it seamlessly. So if those are the things, those are the intentions that you want for your space, how are you now going to decide and align to achieve that? So that's like a good filter. Like when you take something like, okay, this painting of a single woman, but this one actually reminds me of when I was alone traveling the world or whatever, whatever it is that comes to you when you see it. Just get in touch with how you feel. Is it helping you create a harmonious home? Is it allowing you to create a productive home? Is it allowing you to create an abundant home? Because if the painting is reminding you of a lonely memory, then ultimately it's not helping you out with the intention that you want. So it's easier to let go if you are driven by that intention. So it's easier to say yes or no. You just have to align it to what you want to experience. So like moms, like me, for me it's not so difficult to throw because I already know like that life is basically very dynamic. Day in and day out, we do so many things. And so our spaces will also get messy because we are moving around our container or our space. So it is something that we cannot really avoid. We just need to do something to make it like easier for us that when things are getting messy, what would be the best system in order to make tidying up so much faster and easier. So yeah, so you just come back to the intention and also acceptance that things are always changing every day. But how are you going to make it work for you, especially for kids? For me, it's easier to let go. Like I don't have infant stuff anymore. I had my baby during the pandemic, 2020, May 2020. So my 1-year-old daughter, we don't have her baby stuff anymore, like the baby clothes, because they grow so fast. And knowing that they grow so fast and they won't be able to use it, now I can just give it away. So when you know when is the clutter popping up, accumulating already, you know where to already quickly put a stop into it. So it's important that like you become more aware with the life stage and lifestyle, and also at the same time with the home that you're trying to create. So it's easier for you to let go what needs to go and retain the things that still need to stay because you still have a purpose for it.
Okay. So in that context, once you've determined that, right, that these are we need to keep, is it essential for us to buy storage solutions, or do we build that? Do we buy it? What do you recommend?
Well, for storage solutions, you gotta have to invest on the ones that will stand the test of time. Because especially if your storage is placed in outside, like not inside the home, then it's a different story. You have to tailor fit it to the ambience, to the atmosphere where you're going to place it. But you don't really have to invest straight away, because buying the storage, you have to make sure that what you're going to put in will fit. Get what I mean? Like, there's some of my clients are like, oh, I'm going to declutter, so I'm going to buy this from this, and that. And then when they started to declutter, oh my gosh, it doesn't fit the shelves. It doesn't fit this cabinet. It doesn't fit whatever. So you've got to make sure that you have the space already ready for you before you get into the containers. You don't start decluttering with the containers. You actually end with the containers, because the whole decluttering process is really being able to see what you don't need, what you need. And then when you have it already, then you have the time to put into clusters, categories, into themes, into types, into whatever that makes sense in your mind. And then from there, once you got it, everything put together, like with like, and also in terms of how you want to put it in order, then there's a time that you are able to containerize, because now you have something to put somewhere. So it doesn't really, well, you can use your container as your filter. If it doesn't fit, bye to the rest that will not fit. But if you when you're planning it, then it's really important that you have to check all bases first, what you need to containerize before you actually invest, because it's not cheap, and it's better to have like a fit out for storage that will fit your process in the house.
So, Ally, with that, no, I'm speaking perhaps for me, because you have clients, right? So, before we get into the other questions, maybe some people, just like me, as you were talking, I was thinking, how do I get her to help me with my decluttering? How does that work? If somebody needs help, how do they get in touch with you, and how does that, if you could just walk us through very briefly.
Well, it really starts with a discovery call. So you can get in touch with me if you're interested, and we talk about it. What is it that you really need, and if my service will actually help you. And I focus on coaching, so that it will be more sustainable, because you will have your filter to go with you. And
right.
You can actually do it by yourself, because like right now, I also, as an organizer, I also needed to pivot. The initial plan was for me to get into people's homes, declutter and organize, but things have also changed. And perhaps this is also a good opportunity for you to try it out yourself. Like, to be able to see your stuff and see, oh, this one, I really don't need it anymore. It's just reminding me of my ex-boyfriend or whatever. So, like, you are becoming more aware what you are, what you're surrounding yourself with. And with that, we talk about it in the discovery call and see what options would work for you. So that's pretty much how it goes.
Right. Okay. So just a time check. Ally, this is a really refreshing conversation. I don't know if many people know that there are professionals like yourself that can actually help. So I listened to you, I'm like thinking, you know what, I could use that. I can declutter.
It's a big industry in the States. So I thought that it was just Marie Kondo who was doing it before. And I wanted to certify. But then I was led to a different path and found a different certification from, if we have College of Surgeons in the Philippines, there's like a society, like a National Association of Professional Organizers. So I got my training from there. And yeah, it's pretty much a huge industry because a lot of people love shopping.
Right. And I think for professionals who are watching, and again, for me, I'm a working mom, it gets so busy sometimes, right? I mean, it's good to have filters, but sometimes you just need to sleep. and it's faster to just contact somebody and say, okay, here are the outcomes that I need. Maybe you can help me. Okay, so Ally, I'm excited to have you again for the next session. But for those who are watching, if you have questions or clarifications, or again, if you're interested to hear more about Ally's practice, please reach out to her on her social media page, and you can reach out to Billy. So with that, Ali, thank you so much for your time, and I'm looking forward to our topic again next week, where we will talk about work from home. What does that look like, literally? All right. So again, thank you, Ali. Thank you, guests and hosts, and everybody who is supporting Billy. Thank you.